Welcome to day 7 of Better by the Day. It is Monday morning and I'm feeling much better this week. So I'm looking forward to a good, productive week of getting better. One thing that I'm going to start doing more this week is reading. When I was in high school, I never enjoyed reading. And it wasn't until about 7 years ago that I started getting into reading. And it was such a major catalyst of change in my life. It caused me to move from my hometown to Gold Coast. It allowed me to start my own business, and I found it to be so useful that I read over 500 books in the span of about a year and a half, so nearly a book a day. So today I wanted to share 5 books that I would recommend to someone who's either just getting into reading or wants to read in order to improve their life. So the first book is actually the first book I read, and it's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And I don't actually have a copy of this book now because I've lent it out so many times. It's the book I recommend to anyone who's just getting into reading. It's a very easy read, but I think it sets you up, and everyone that I've recommended it to or given it to has become someone who's continued to read after that book. So I think it's a great first book for anyone getting started. The second book is called Great Mental Models, and this book talks about different mental models, which are essentially shortcuts or cheat codes that you can use in your mind when you're looking at a certain thing or trying to solve a certain problem. Mental models help you very quickly make better decisions, solve problems, and think clearer and more effectively. The third book is called Relentless by Tim Grover, who was the coach for Michael Jordan, or the trainer for Michael Jordan, as well as Kobe Bryant and a few other very well-known basketball players. This book's more about mindset and the mindset of a champion like Michael Jordan. It's very motivating. It teaches you how to look at things, how to look at success, how to look at being driven and motivated. And if you're ever feeling like you're in a slump or you just need a bit more motivation, this is a great book for that. The fourth book is a book that I would recommend to anyone who wants to improve their efficiency when they're working, whether that be working on a business or your job or even trying to improve how you study and learn. It's called Deep Work by Cal Newport, and it talks about the concept of deep work and why it's so important. Deep work is essentially working without distraction. When I first read this book, I was constantly distracted with my phone notifications or email notifications or social media. And this book does a great job of explaining why that is detrimental and how to actually work efficiently. And if you read this book and follow what it suggests, then your productivity when working will see a huge increase very, very quickly. So I definitely recommend this to anyone who finds that they're distracted or addicted to their phone or social media. The final book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. For a very long time, people I'd speak to would say, have you read Atomic Habits by James Clear? And I hadn't. But so much of what I did and what I believed in regards to habits and work and optimization are covered in this book. And so if I were to write a book, it would very likely look quite similar to this one. So if you're looking to optimize your life and build better habits and become more productive and consistent and disciplined, this is a great book to start with. So there are 5 books that I would recommend. Like I said, I'm going to begin reading more again. I've read quite a lot on business and marketing and advertising and sales, psychology, persuasion. And so I'm going to begin learning more about history. I find history quite fascinating. And so I've just begun reading a very long series of books by Will Durant called The Story of Civilization, which is one of the most, if not the most robust catalogues of human history. So that's what I'm going to be reading. If you've got a book you're reading or any recommendations for books, I'd love to hear them in the comments below.